Federal authorities arrested 6 men on Monday night for allegedly conspiring to attack Fort Dix in New Jersey in order to kill as many U.S. soldiers as possible. 4 of the 6 were of Albanian descent, and they're suspected of being Islamic fundamentalists. Their attack was in the planning stages, reportedly 17 months along, but the attack was not considered imminent. According to the White House spokesman Tony Snow, it does not appear as though their plans were being directed from any international terrorist organization. 1 of the men is a U.S. citizen, 2 have been living here legally, but 3 of the plotters and their brothers are illegal immigrants. Our next guest believes their immigration status is a key lesson of this bust. Joining me now is Republican Congressman from Colorado and presidential hopeful Tom Tancredo. Congressman, thanks for coming on.
It's a pleasure as always.
So isn't the lesson here that their religion, their perverted brand of Islam, that's the threat?
Well, I'll tell you, it'll be interesting to see, will it not, Tucker, whether the Islamic community in the area goes out, if there are protests in the streets about these people and condemning them loudly. That will be interesting for us to watch as to how the other people respond to this. Or is this just simply another, quote, moderate Islam, in this case, several moderate Islamic terrorists who simply are doing what they're told to do by their religion, and nobody should be condemning it. I mean, that's what I'm really hoping to see. But beside that, it's very interesting, I think, that we now have to at least give credence to the fact that there are people in this country that are here illegally. Admittedly, we don't know whether these guys came as legal aliens with a visa and then overstayed or came across the border. But we know that there are people in this country illegally who are planning to do great harm to us. It shouldn't be surprising to anybody. It should be surprising that we've been able to stop it, frankly, up to this point in time. But you know what? As the president has said in the past, they have to only get lucky once. We have to be right 100% of the time, and that's just not going to happen.
So, I mean, is there any way, if you are here illegally, is there any way to keep track of you?
This is the problem. There are between 12 and 20 million people here illegally. We don't know who they are, and frankly, it's not going to help us. You're going to hear people say this now, well, if we had a guest worker program, you know, it would all be solved. Baloney. If you want to come into this country, and especially if you want to come in to do something very bad, you're not going to come in on anything that gives your name, your background, and all the rest of it. You're going to sneak into the country. So rather than trying to always find them once they get here, wouldn't it be a good idea, don't you think we should do a little more to try to stop them from getting here in the first place? Like maybe defend our borders, maybe actually construct barriers? I mean, it's ludicrous to me that we have been so lax, and what is it going to take? Is it when one of these guys does, in fact, get the job done, will then somebody care about the issue of borders? I hope we don't win this issue on the basis of an incident.